product, so we will talk about Oracle SoA Suite. So this is our roadmap. So today we talked about SoA. Today we will talk about little bit about what the suite as such is. So after completion of this lesson, you should be able to know what is the SoA Suite 11G components, describe the service components. You should be able to define a composite application and explain the role of enterprise manager. So basic components of SoA Suite. So basic components of SoA Suite are web service. Okay, that means this is the basic ingredient of web service. Now if I say web services, you know I'm meaning it's a WSDL documents and all that, and they are all deployed into the WebLogic server. Okay, anything in the SoA word is a service and it is implemented as a web service. Web services work on HTTP protocols and they are based on XMLs. Okay. Second that we have is you can connect to the legacy adapter systems using the concept of adapters. Here also, when like adapters are just lightweight components which when being configured they expose the system as a web service. So in a way I will again say that anything is a web service. They can be implemented in a .NET Word, Java Word, legacy Word using the adapters. Databases have their own adapters, but at the end of the day SoA is all about services. Then comes the ESB or Mediator components. Their job is to route the data. Okay, that means suppose Siebel is sending the data and it needs to be sent, the order information from Siebel needs to be sent to ESB or sorry eBusiness Suite and SAP. So it routes the data from one place to the another. Okay, this is called routing. Then comes the rules engine. Rules engines talk about the volatile rules. If in a business process I have some rules that can change at any given time, so or they are dynamic in nature, then I keep such type of rules in a business rules component. Example can be if a customer is a platinum customer, give him 10% discount. Sorry. So tomorrow this 10% can increase to 15%, right? So you don't want that whole system to get down or do something. So you know you don't want it to go through a big chain of change management requests. You should be able to change it dynamically so that the next time your system takes, whenever that new instance runs, it takes that value. So the rules engines come into picture. Then comes the BPEL. BPEL stands for Business Process Execution Language. Its job is to orchestrate the services. You know, services define the unit piece of work, and BPEL combines all of them into one so that it performs a business operation or a business process. Okay, that's why hence its name is Business Process Execution Language. Example can be, I have a business process where first I check the credit card validity. If the credit card is valid, I debit the amount from it. So what BPEL does, BPEL creates itself, exposes itself as a service, and you can call it as the controller service. First it goes to the web service of for the validate credit card, gets the answer back. Depending upon the output, it calls the debit from the credit card service. So if you see what it has done, it has one thing, it has written the logic has been written over here. Secondly, it has made the independent services work together to perform one business process. So this is the job of a BPEL. Then comes human workflows. Human workflows are the components which, if in a business process you need some type of human interventions. Example can be, you know, you applied for a leave in the portal, in your employee portal, and obviously it needs to go. It takes some type of workflow where your leave needs to be approved by your manager. Unless it's not approved, it will not be reflected. So here what I am saying is part of a business process, one human intervention is required, and in such type of scenarios human workflows come handy. Then comes BAM. BAM is used for business the business activity monitoring. It is like if I want to see the whole system, what is the how many instances are flowing, or I want to know the health of a business process, I use the BAM. B2B is an e-commerce tool. If I have to do EDI transactions, HL7 transactions, RosterNet transactions, I have to use B2B. Okay, it is equivalent to what you have used. You must have learned about Gentron engine. So it's something like that. Okay, so let's see what is the what are the SoA 11G components. So SoA 11G, when you install, it goes something like this. First is the database. Upon sits the WebLogic server. Upon sits the SoA. Okay. Domain is something that joins all of them, but this is the way it is created. So when you install a SoA, this is what you get first installed: service infrastructure. Service infrastructure is nothing but is a combination of lot of schemas that get installed into your database, okay, or that gets created in your database. It is the backbone of the SoA system. All the different components listen to it or are connected to each other using it. Okay, so if you know what a mediator is, what a business rule component is, what a BPEL is, and human workflows. Then to monitor it, obviously you need something to monitor the health of the system, where you are saying you want to know, hey, how many servers are up? Is my anything down? Is human workflow down? Is BPEL down? Or is anything that is down? Or I want to do some type of patching and all that. So it's all done using the EM and SoA consoles. They are used for controlling whole of the SoA suite. Even when you will now start working on it, you will see, even when you are doing the work, to debug and where to see the instances, it's EM console that you have to use. B2Bs, again, they are connected to that. BAM. MDS stands for metadata repository. It's a meta repository. It is like if I have some component that I want to share across all the system, it always gets into the MDS. It's a repository. Registry is for UDDIs. Is like a UDDI where it's like I can register my services, and depending upon the content, I can find the exact location of that service. WS Policy Manager is used for the policies like or securing, unsecuring your web services. Suppose I want to connect to Visa web services or the Visa sites. Obviously, Visa is not allows you to do it has to be secure transactions. So they give you something called public key encryption and all that stuff. So if you have to put it in your system, you have to use WS Policy Manager. JDeveloper. JDeveloper is an IDE, okay, which is used to create the code and all that. This is a separate install from this whole SoA suite. When you install the SoA suite, you get all this together, and JDeveloper is a different install. So this is a server and this is your client in some way, okay. So you create the code over here and do the deployment on the server. This is the way you actually perform the work. Introduction to service infrastructure. So what a service infrastructure is? It is the internal messaging infrastructure which helps different components to interact with each other. Okay, internally it has a lot of JMS tables, so many things that get installed. So when you install it, you have to create some specific schemas for it, and these schemas have all the capability have to be there so that your SoA suite can work properly. Okay. So what are the let's introducing SCA in Oracle SoA suite. So we started yesterday saying that service component architecture. We started talking about it. So what actually this is, okay? So previously, when SoA started, there was a feeling that, we were saying that business process, SoA consists of services, and services is the basic unit of a thing. Now we started using the business process, we started building business processes, but then there started coming a need where we started saying that business process itself has also to be reusable. So when I say reusable of reusable of a business process, I came with a concept called SCA, that is Service Component Architecture. Okay, it's a new way of developing assembled SoA style application. So what happens in SCA is, this is my SCA application, and in it I can build different components, like it can be a BPEL component, Java code, human task, anything. This is always exposed as a service. So something which can have to use it, it can just use it. Internally it never know what is going to happen, whether it's a human task, business rules, it just gets the output and the work is done. Okay, defining composite application. So we will be defining them a lot in the finer details, but at this moment they are the components, they are the service components that implement the business logic. So that's what happens is, when I create a component, obviously I start putting the different component. I use different component to create the business logic. So this is what it do. Then internally they are all binded to each other, and these bindings are called wires, and we will see what they are actually as we move forward. Mediator component. Mediators can do only three things. They can route, they can transform, and they can they can do the filtering. That is and they can do the virtualization. What does they actually mean? Let's take an example. I have a SQL system which is sending data to two places, Oracle apps and SAP. This is my mediator component. SQL sends the data and mediator routes it or sends it to the proper to the different places. So now first function I take is routing, you saw it. Second is transformation. Since the data of SQL is totally different from data in Oracle apps or SAP, so you have to do the mapping or something called transformation. Like order ID in SQL is a order number in Oracle apps, so you need to convert order ID to order number. Then comes the word called virtualization. Virtualization means if end systems are not aware of each other. That means if tomorrow I remove SQL and put something as a PeopleSoft, even then my system remains like this, and it doesn't affect. That means EBS or SAP don't know that data is coming from the SQL. Okay. Any questions you have till now? Any questions? Srinivas or Srini, do you have any questions? Srinivas, any questions you have? Okay. BPEL component. Okay. BPEL process component. So BPEL is used for process orchestration. That means you can, what it means is the word orchestration has come from the word orchestra, where if you see in the orchestra there is central authority which governs the all the musicians to make a proper tune. Same thing happens in case of BPEL. BPEL makes all the independent services to perform a business process. Okay, that is what the BPEL is all about. Business rules. If you have the agile rules or volatile rules, you have to keep it in business rules. Like example I gave was, customer is a platinum customer, give him 10% discount. If it is some other type of customer, give him 15. So these type of rules you have, which can change at any given time in the life cycle of your project, you have to keep it in the business rules. Human task. If you have to human tasks are used for the if you need the human interventions in your business process, then human tasks are used. Okay. Enterprise manager. So enterprise manager enables you to perform the administrative tasks such as configurations, monitoring, management. So you can it is the only place which helps you in taking care of it is the only place which helps you in manage your monitor and manage your SoA suite. Okay. So what is a WebLogic server? We will just go a little bit more on this today. Okay. So what a WebLogic servers are? WebLogic server is nothing but an implementation of a Java EE server. So it provides high performance and scalability. It provides the failover and high availability. Okay. So the major thing that it has is a domain. Okay. Domain is the administrative unit or a boundary. It is not a physical thing. It's a logical entity. Okay. You can have multiple servers on multiple machines, and they can be contained into one domain. Okay. So why you can, for every domain there is a EM console. Okay. So EM console actually manages your domains. Okay. So now if I have to, there is on every server, if you see, this is the machines. These are machines. Server 1, server 2, server 3 are the instance of WebLogic server, and I can combine them into together so that I can call them as one domain. Okay. WebLogic server domain, why they are used? So that you can separate your test, development and production application. You can administer and administration and operational responsibilities, and secondly for the business divisions. What a WebLogic server is? It's nothing but an instance of a WebLogic server. Okay, that's what it is. So it has nothing but a JVM that is being executed within a JVM, and it runs. So like here, and in this is a physical machine, and I have two servers that are there. Server, as you know, is a physical machine. Administration server is a central point of control for a domain. Okay. So when you create these different servers, we call it, they can be controlled using one EM console, and and this is called and that EM console to which it is called is administration server. Here, what the managed server means is instances on WebLogic server that are there. So if you have something like this, I have a server machine. This is a good example. This is my server machines. These are all managed server. Okay, I can create a administration server and can club it into one domain, so that which will be governed by single EM. I can close any of the server at any given point in time for maintenance. In this way, I will be handling my in this way I will be handling my servers. JDevelopers are used for provide the design and edit to, so you have to get it installed on your system. Okay, so any questions you have till now? Okay, so Srinivas, I will not move forward for